welcome to the Movie Throne. I'm your host, the one and only King Kansas, here to bring you another movie recommendation video. What movie am I actually going to be recommending to all you guys? Well, if you guys tuned in last week, I did a little movie called Underworld, and that kind of dealt with the realm of vampires and werewolves. I'm going to probably cap off my vampire monster mini movie session here by bringing up probably one of my most favorite beloved films, and I think which is one of the keystones of saying, you know what, comic book movies can be damn cool if they're written and produced properly. And boy, was this movie ever. It was rated R, an 18 adult film. It had vampires, blood, guts, swearing, and most importantly, a good storyline and action. What movie am I talking about? Talking about this young man, Blade, starring Wesley Snipes. There's a trilogy, but I'm not here to toot the horn of the other two films, because the second film was okay. The third one, not too much, and Ryan Reynolds was there and a whole bunch of other actors and Ron Perlman and stuff, but the first one is what I'm going to highly recommend for all of you guys. If you guys don't know what the hell I'm talking about, well, Blade came out. It starred Wesley Snipes. It's based on a Marvel comic book superhero that hunts vampires. Blade the Vampire Slayer. You've seen him in Spider-Man, Punisher, and all these Marvel titles. Excellent character. And in 1998, I'm telling you, came out of left field. This is like 2 years before we even got movies like the X-Men and Spider-Man in 2002, right, with Tobey Maguire. Came out August 21st, 1998. It's directed by Stephen Norrington, and it's written by David S. Goyer. He does a lot of cool writing. If you guys don't know who the hell that is, look him up yourself. I had to give him a shameless plug. Listen to the cast, okay? Wesley Snipes played Blade. Stephen Dorf played Deacon Frost, the antagonist of the film. The major villain, guys. The young vampire who's up and coming that wants to take over the world. Let's just say that. Kristofferson, amazing actor. He plays Whistler, Blade's mentor to be, and you guys will see that in the film once you do watch it. You got Nabushi Wright, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Kier, I believe she played the doctor of the film, like the female who stumbles across Blade after getting bitten and trying to help a couple of people there. It's pretty cool stuff. You got to watch it. Donal Logue, Gotham, guys, come on. So he plays Quinn. He's the comedic relief in there. He's the vampire, and trust me, certain things happen to him over and over, and he just laughs about it. Great acting gig, I'm telling you right now. He did a good job. You got Kier. He plays Dragonetti. He's like the mafia. He's the head of the vampire mafia, is the way I'm going to describe it to you. And he's the guy, if you want to take over, he's the man you got to get to. Arly, Jover plays Mercury. Traci Lords, of all people, she's in it. She plays Raquel, another vampire. TINKY, Curtis Webb, he plays. I think he's the cop that investigates this crap or some crap like that. Sanai Lather, I hope I pronounced that. She plays Vanessa, that's Blade's mom. She's in it for a little bit and whatever the crap. And Eric Edwards as Pearl. So, good cast. My God, like always, I'll start off with a non-spoiler, and then I'll get into some spoilery details of this, why I like it and why I recommend it, so you kind of understand why I'm recommending this. And there'll be a spoiler logo, so you won't be worried. You guys aren't going to get spoiled during this portion. But let me start off with, wow. Totally surprised when I went with one of my good friends back in the day, Tej. Didn't know what to expect. We're like, Blade? Vampires? Blood? Marvel? Let's go check this out. So we went to the theater there, and we were totally surprised, right? But from the opening scene with them being at the club, I'm just going to leave it at that. That scene alone, the music, and then the vibe that you got throughout the rest of the film, holy crap. It literally reels you in. The storytelling, the way it's dark, a little bit edgier, a little different for the time. So this is back in 1998, guys. So this is before the other stuff we're known to now with the special effects. The special effects, phenomenal. Back in the day, Oh my God, Blade using his weapons. They were faithful, but they changed it. You have Wesley Snipes, a well-known action hero from Demolition Man and all these other movies he's played in. They put him in the lead role. You bought in. You bought why he was that. Daywalkers, the lore of the vampires, the introduction to the different vampire families or factions as one, and they kind of made it more like a mafia-oriented. And then you had this young buck who wants to pretty much take it all for himself, and he wants to evolve and take him to the next stage of the vampire evolution, technology and all this shit. Meanwhile, some of these old guys like Dragon Eddie, the character who, you know, being big guy that wants to stay with his own ways and stuff. So you got the clash from old school versus new school, mystery elements that, you know, the vampires being really exposed to the real world. You see different markings here and there, and kind of like just that, hey, they exist among us, and the way they operate to survive and hide and all this stuff but be successful worldwide is phenomenal. The way they explore and show you, interesting. And you're like, yeah, I can see that happening if it did really exist. The way they were exposed, the lore of the vampires, you know, how Dracula first start. I'm telling you, you can go on and on. Like as the trilogy went on, it was okay. I'm not going to say it's the greatest, but this one is what kicked everything off, and Wesley Snipes solidified him as an action star. Like, Wesley Snipes was attached to Blade forever, right? And even to this day, people ask him, well, you're going to come back? But now, as you guys know, they're going to do a new movie in the MCU, so they're going to hire some other actor to do it, you know? So, and a good choice in my opinion, but I don't want to get into that. But overall thoughts, I think you guys are going to love it. A lot of action. If you guys like vampires, if you liked Underworld, you'll definitely like this one. And that's why, because of this movie, we've got movies like Underworld, and we even have an MCU, in my opinion, because this kind of said, oh, this is a damn good movie. This is how comic book movies can be, or superhero movies can be. People loved it, man. But I highly recommend it. Go check it out for yourself. It came out in 1998. You can still watch it today, and it's like as if it was made a couple of years ago. So it was done that well. Story's very well written, and even the sequels were decent. But my opinion, this is the movie you got to check out. If you're going to check out any of the three, you check this one out. So there you go. Spoilers. Wow. Mesmerized from the opening scene that he goes down to the club with the music blaring and stuff, and you see this badass pretty much with a sword in his back walking through the club hunting vampires, and to find them, and there's blood dripping on people and stuff, and oh my God, the vampires just turning on the people that are totally oblivious what's going on. Then Blade in that washroom scene throwing his boomerang or whatever you want to call it, cutting them all off, and the way the vampires disintegrated was crazy crap. I'm telling you, we never seen anything like that. When me and my buddy seen it, we're like, now that's going to be good. And this is the first 5 minutes of the scene, and then of course, introducing Whistler, how Blade got bitten, Deacon Frost, like the way he's connected to Blade later on, like, you know, he basically bit his mother, which was pregnant with him, giving birth, which allowed Blade to be a daywalker, because he can go in the sunlight and hunt at night and have all their powers and stuff. The other vampires didn't, and they were looking to get the same powers as Blade did so they can rule the whole damn world, because they're very limited at, you know, doing their stuff at night and all their activities, right? And relying on humans like little slaves or whatever the hell that were marked by them with tattoos and stuff to do their bidding and rely on them, which they didn't want that, right? So Deacon wanted more. The old crew wanted their old ways. No, we're going to stay where we are. We're going to be hidden. That's good enough for us. We don't need to go and expose ourselves to the rest of the world and make ourselves targets, which I kind of agree, but with the times you got to evolve, right? So that was the ideology between the two. Oh my God, to find more about the history of Dracula, the vampires, you know, with this whole mafia in a sense attitude. Deacon Frost, oh my God, Donal Logue, the guy, his head kept on getting blown off, cut off, and shit like that. Blade's sword's triggered, and they kind of cut his head off. I'm telling you, it's very gory and bloody. It's not for the weak, so if you got kids and stuff, I wouldn't recommend you watching it. But you know what? They might find it okay now, because it's not like high-tech, super duper graphics or special effects, but it was still damn top-notch in my opinion. But fight scenes were amazing. Wesley Snipes and that fight near the end. The monster at the end, when, you know, he turns into this blood god, whatever you want to call it, kind of look a little cheesy. that's probably about it. But the action, the storyline, the people who you meet in it, like I said, the lore, the plot from the beginning to the end. The first 5 minutes grabs you and it carries you throughout the rest of the ride. I'm leaving a lot of crap out because I don't want to ruin the movie for you guys, because if you guys haven't seen it completely, but this movie gets me excited. It's because of this movie that people said, okay, it's rated R. That was the first strike against it. And it performed, man. Blood, guts, action, Wesley Snipes. Blade was one of those lesser known superheroes in the Spider-Verse, but people knew him. We knew him because we're comic guys, right? But for the rest of the world, it's like Vampire Hunter. Like, what the hell's going on? Wesley Snipes, what are you doing? But it blew it out of the park for a rated R film in a sense, or 18A now. It did well. Like, and it opened the doors for X-Men 2 years later, and then 2 years after that, Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, and then it kind of went forward. This was kind of like, to me, in my personal opinion, the stepping stone of revitalizing the superhero genre and giving us the movies that we have today, like the MCU and DCU and all these cool films. But it was phenomenal. Wesley Snipes did a good job. I could watch that movie over and over. The other sequels were okay. Ryan Reynolds in the third one and whatever, or second one, it was okay. Nothing great. Ron Perlman, the original Hellboy. Good films, not great films, but the first one is what I highly recommend. And I think if you guys have 2 hours of your lives to watch anything, check out Blade. It's from 1998. You're looking at 22 years. I can't even believe it's 22 years ago. I seen that movie in theaters, and still to this day, it has the same effect. You know, the blood god at the end, yeah, when they all amalgamate and he drinks Blade's blood and shit like that. The big fight end scene was great until he turns into that monster, which is kind of ridiculous, but superhero film still, guys, you got to remember that, right? But overall, loved it. I think you guys are going to love it. If you guys love Underworld, I definitely think you're going to like this. So this is going to end my vampire movie cap right now until I dive into it down the road, probably possibly, you know, Halloween season. Let's just say that. But like always, let me know what you guys thought. Go in the comment sections below. Did you agree with me? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let the king know what you guys think. If I hit it out of the ballpark with this suggestion or not. I think I did. I think it's a safe bet. I think if you guys want to watch something cool, a little bit of action and whatever, vampires is your thing, check this movie out. Okay, guys, that's it. That's this week's movie recommendation right here on the Movie Throne. Check out my other content, Theater 31 stuff. As the theaters open up, more reviews coming your way. Online, you name it, the works. Figures, you know where to find them. The Movie Vault, when I get my hands on new movies, I will post them on Thursdays. And of course, possibly during that video, you'll get your hands on a video. If not, we're going to hold off until we relaunch the podcast, probably when it's safe and this COVID-19 is lift the ban, that I can get people to sit at my round table so we can have proper discussions and a proper Movie Throne show. So thanks for sticking around and, you know, supporting us. Like, share, and subscribe like always. I rambled enough. Go enjoy your weekend. Check out the movie recommendations. There's a good 48 of them. There's more to come your way every single week right here on YouTube land. Until then, I am Casey, a.k.a. The King, signing off. Stay off my throne, and I'll see you next week. Take it easy.